RB's found a response.
Huge kill on Angel. RB swinging around 56 HP. He's by himself. He will fall.
DRX desperate to just force the rotation in RB. I feel as if they've done that with the flash stacks. Sends one out towards Lamps. Obviously Zipan not necessarily in a position to confirm presence behind the Viper wall, but missing the window of opportunity there, Doug. There was so much that DRX was trying to achieve here, and then look at the clock here, 15 seconds, they're not even out of showers.
Yeah, they just burned it so long.
You see Zipan's even laughing on the player cam there. He's like, what are they? That's Spike. They're not even on site yet.
See where we go from here. DRX, you see the buy on your screen. It's a little bit hobbled together. Light armor on 4, Stinger in the hands of RB. Does have his ult too.
Because if this will be the first example of DRX's usage of the ultimate from RB. Since the TP out is short, try and find some information. Instantly denied by the Sage wall.
Buzz is going.
It's an indication.
Buzz is going, and they invested the ult. RB's already down. Buzz finally, though, finding value. Backside ultimately traded back as CNED will not relent on Shower's control. I don't know how the spike is going to get out of here, Mike. I don't think it will.
No. Zest will be revealed by the Seekers. An opportunity to take the TP, but a 1v3 now. And the rest comes through. Angel back on his feet just to make matters worse.
How on earth does Zest pull this off? He's got the Trailblazer that's spotted where he is.
He's stunned as well.
Yeah, this does not look good. He may have slipped the net, though, to get a kill, but can't even net that. Navi have done a really good job of stabilizing through all of the looks that DRX are throwing their way.
And I like the intent here. Obviously, RB's ultimate comes through, denied by the Sage wall, but it confirms that there's somebody just inside Showers.
Sure.
Showstopper doesn't connect. I think CNED drops down to about 40 HP. But even then, the reinforcement from, Sugetsu initially here, but you can see on the X-ray there. Navi were well on their way to defending a site before the spike even gets down.
DRX off of that, calling a timeout. As Navi have put together 3 rounds in a row. I mean, really a perfect run after the first 2 rounds. You see the money for them, it's very good too.
A chance to string something together here, some ultimates to play with. Zest one away from the pit. Stacks and Marco have theirs ready to go. Certainly, initially, feels like Navi able to control the tempo when DRX do want to explode towards site. And I'm seeing something here that might even slow things down a little further for DRX. CNED, operator in hand now. And the showstopper at Zipan's disposal. Not expecting miracles here from DRX unless we do see the investment come through. Seeing Buzz actually considering a Vandal, but changes his mind last minute towards a Guardian. Not necessarily feeling too threatened just yet for Navi on the defense. A couple of little pieces cooked up around the Yoru, but certainly hasn't found value just yet.
Oh, they're buying a little bit more into this too. RB's gone with the Singer. Buzz, you mentioned with the Guardian. We'll see what they do with this. Meanwhile, for Navi, as we were discussing previously, they've got money for days. It seems pretty standard, too, on how they want to approach this. That deep flash, and Angel's getting real frisky here. He's gone real far up. He's got the Trailblazer to follow, but is he expecting Buzz here? I don't know that he is.
On the other side. RB actually flashing out here, but punished. Buzz will find a response, but shout the second layup.
Such an ambitious approach. Such an ambitious attempt. And Zipan's gotten the timing on this. Very patient. He plays his cards right. He's going to be able to close out the round by himself.
You can see here, Shao's slip towards Showers. Find the first here, Zipan swing on to the second 2.
Yep.
And Navi there 4th. Light investment. Again, no real pressure to apply towards Navi. Operator noted now, so CNED probably going to be looking to switch things up round by round here. And even so, other than RB's ultimate, the wall hasn't caused any issues for DRX. Really seen it become a factor in some of these rounds. But a very, very healthy cushion in terms of the funds here, Doug.
Oh, I mean, for days. They're just so well set up. You got Sugetsu's ult that's not too far away. Angels isn't either. So you think about having control over the map, or at least this half. They're sitting pretty.
Flash will actually catch, indicating to CNED there is somebody to find. Outside showers.
What a miserable wall to have to deal with.
Pretty sure he wanted the orb there.
Just out of reach.
Yeah. Not going to get it, but able to secure this side of the map nonetheless. Stack's just drifting up long here. Showers looking as if he wanted to get back onto the same angle, but Angel will fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he fell asleep at the wheel. Shao, just a couple of moments away from potentially being challenged. You see that flash to confirm suspicions. There is presence. Meanwhile, off that, I mean, DRX intent on rotating back towards B. They're going to take the spike back.
And Zipan actually heading across towards A site. There's 5 members of DRX heading towards B right now. Smoke's invested. Shao's going to get the indicator. They're side committed as well.
I mean, they've dumped everything into this site, and they're going to get the spike down.
Spike.
What do Navi have to take this back? Zipan has his ult. Sugetsu, again, still just 2 points away from having the pit. You can't imagine that's going to matter, but Tina Top certainly does. Meanwhile, it's a pit from Zest that gets invested. Trailblazer to create some space, and you see 2 members still playing in it on site, on B, as Navi attempt to retake this. RB with just 10 HP.
I don't think he spotted the barrel there.
Oh, so close. Yeah, RB ultimately falls. Zest biding his time. You hear the ult use. Is it going to find one? Yes, it will.
That's pit down.
Can they continue to play around this? They've got to go aggressive towards DRX. It's exactly what they're trying to do. Sugetsu with 2, and the defuse for Navi.
And the investment of the pit didn't really slow down the retake at all.
No.
And Zipan able to apply pressure towards Cubby. RB down to 10 HP. Can't really commit to an engagement, which allows Zipan to find that kill with the showstopper. 2 members of DRX committing towards the long hold, just playing, I guess, the long game on an open plant. What is that? CNED with the map ping. Operator kill blind through the smoke.
Well, it's just that easy, right?
Yeah.
It's just that easy. Look at him.
That was disgusting.
All smiles, and for good reason. Navi continue to roll. That's now 5 rounds. CNED still with the op. And this time they've got a pit from Sugetsu. CNED with another. 11-3 so far, Mike.
Definitely making this operator pay off. Sugetsu will close off phase short here with the Viper's pit. RB slowly creeping towards showers, but does have a TP set up towards Fountain, so whether or not he does want to show presence here, maybe deal with the boom bot, but TP's actually expired, so we have the ability to benefit off that. Okay, Buzz on a wild swing through hookah.
Yeah, that was, again, bold and ambitious.
Not seeing the same consideration today, Doug, that we saw from DRX yesterday. It's feeling a little more reckless here.
Yeah, and we'll see if things pan out as the rest of this half plays out, but we'll hold that thought for just a second because Navi have fully set defenses around the spike. They have full control of this, and once again, it's going to have to be heroics from DRX to stabilize this.
I mean, spike unretrievable, though. Yeah. 30 seconds. Looks like Zest and RB just backing up to try and hold on to these rifles. And a number of times yesterday, more so on the defense, we did see DRX happy to just give up rounds. Look to save 2-3 rifles potentially. I mean, it doesn't really protect their position here in the grand scheme of things.
The money's not great for the attacking side, but I want to go back to a conversation we were having, Mike, very briefly about how DRX looked yesterday, because there was an element of magic that it felt like they had, right? Like they were taking all these fights, they were taking them very aggressively, and they were getting so much value out of it, and it feels like, you know, perhaps for DRX it is coming across as maybe a bit more reckless or something along those lines, but the truth of the matter is the magic, at least early, right? We're still so far at the beginning of this book. Early, it feels like DRX is not finding the value on those bold, aggressive plays that they were finding before. I'm going to take a look at it one more time as Cena just continues to farm with the op. He's just been so good. And this is what I mean, right? Like, Buzz satcheling forward, and yeah, there was some consideration, I think is how you described it, but DRX just not finding those kills that they were finding yesterday.
Well, other than the judge, able to string together a purchase here. Seeker's available. We're definitely looking for a response from DRX. Now, though, it's already a 4-round deficit. He'd start chipping away at this cushion that Navi have, and ultimately remove this operator, reforce the purchase of that. Something was showing over the top of the wall there, but Zipan.
I can't fathom what it was, but it cost him his life, yeah. Sugetsu's playing in this smoke, and you hear the Seekers used. Flank is going to be coming in from spawn side as Sugetsu gets another. They still have so much control on this site, Mike.
The one thing DRX need to guarantee is that there's some coverage towards showers here, or some pressure being applied. As soon as this crossfire gets set up, I mean, the wall goes up to prevent anybody pushing into showers, but as soon as Navi get back towards pipes, it's so difficult for DRX to find any space to work with.
Angel's so paranoid that they hit his B. This is all a fake that he just rotated all the way back, concerned for the lurker. Meanwhile, DRX are going to get the spike down on B. Note, there's still showers control though for CNED, and he could win this round by himself. Angel still with the ult, and CNED still with the op. He's finding another. 2v2 here, Stax and Mako trying to reestablish and maintain control of the site. You see the smokes going down. Mako patient, and they're going to drop the orbital strike.
Just to clear out lamps.
Yeah. Feeling the need to win this round, Stax has gotten it down. It's just CNED, and it's just CNED with the op. Certainly not the weapon you want in a situation like this, but he's gotten one. Is he going to be able to get the second? Yes, he does! What a play from CNED! Unreal!
Stax's flash actually catches Marco. They can't double swing onto him. And CNED pounces. A ridiculous second shot for the Red Bull clutch here from CNED. And it's that flash. CNED turns it, but Marco can't swing onto him.
Oh my gosh.
That is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, us too, man. Us too.
That's a heartbreaker for DRX. I mean, initially everything was going right for Na'Vi regardless, but they could have dragged that one across the line. Na'Vi walking long here.
Well, they may regret that.
Angel, the tip of the spear once again. Oh,
Seen
get
it,
a little messy here.
Yeah, he may be in some trouble. 11 HP, he's going to get healed up. Somehow stays alive, and of course he's going to regress. And he's going to get a shot at another. Ooh. Well considered by Stax.
Marco unable to really pinch from Hookah either, so actually stabilizing this B site hold. Zipan already heading back across to give some support to Sugetsu, but no progress found from Zest just yet. Does have a stinger. There's not going to be anybody inside lamps for him to punish. Seekers won't really paint a clear picture just yet.
No, but as the time ticks away, they're going to get all of the info they could possibly want. Angel getting rezzed up. See the spike has been planted. 3 members left of DRX on this side. Stax the first to challenge. The gate crash is actually back towards A short, so there's nothing deep behind it. Op still in play, and RB's in some serious trouble, dude. There was no way out of that. The molly, the nade, CNED, another one with the op. And you see this light buy does some damage, but the problem is, Mike, Navi have so much money right now that that's not enough.
No, they can keep throwing bodies at trade rounds like this, where it's just a back and forth engagement, almost suiting them, especially with CNED popping off and finding another revive coming through. 8-2 the scoreline now. DRX left scratching their heads. Consistently finding value in the retake as well for Navi. I mean, aside from the Red Bull clutch from CNED. Look at it as if that's almost something they can lean heavily on. They don't really want to mess with, I guess, the front line of DRX's double duelist with, I guess, the flashes alongside that from Stax too.
Sure. Hey, what did DRX do to stabilize here? Remember, they burned a timeout early. You can't imagine Termi's going to want to use another one.
Well, also, this is the half where you'd hope that pulling out a double duelist comp like this, you'd find value.
Yeah. I mean, you shouldn't be down 8-2 at half on the attacking side with this comp. But alas, that's where they find themselves.
And RB's just a million miles ahead because of the molly slowing things down. Xiao will find a second buzz, will fall down to 53 HP on Xiao, able to slow things down even further. DRX not even in the front door, Doug.
No, and they invested so much. That dual-pronged attack that we were just talking about, nullified, blunted. And with that, DRX, because those tools are missing, have to creep their way out, and maybe that's the key. Zest has already gotten the opener onto Angel, no less.
Find anything else, though. Xiao tucks himself into Tube. Looks like he might be rewarded here, but Stax actually gets the better of him. Finds a second.
Crispy shots out from Stax. Are going to invest the pit too, desperately needing a round.
And a better pit this time around. It actually gives DRX some control over a choke point.
I dare said the previous time that CNED, maybe not the right weapon in a situation like this, and he made a fool of me. But I can't imagine he can do it again in a pit. In a pit! That's the pit! He's going to have to do it with the Phantom, and he cannot as Stax plays hero for DRX and finally stops the bleeding.
Last round in
It's just unreal. I mean, you give him a little bit of space, and he takes a mile away. Any other situation now, I mean, if you could swap out to a weapon maybe a little bit quicker, it almost seems doable for Na'Vi. Beautiful opener from Stax to swing this back round, though.
Yeah, the second on there was clean. 45 HP when he peeks back sight there and takes that fight.
First time, really, we've seen DRX lean back on something that worked very well for them yesterday, which is slowing down the rounds where they concede a first blood or two in this situation. Rewarded with a 3v5 victory! CNED punished off the rip here.
Yeah.
Operator removed.
Hello aggression from DRX, and maybe not a moment too soon. As for as dire as it's looked, I mean, an 8-4 half, you take those. But they've got to get there. They aren't there quite yet. DRX finding another as Stax, trying to control Showers. This time it's Buzz with the ops switches. Angel weak, but the aim was messy.
Spike planted.
Very comfortable post plant here. Orbital strike available. Molly, 2 snake bites as well. Angel and Zipan with mountains to climb. So you want to try and flip this. Zest actually going to, I think, maybe hear a footstep here. Yeah, he looks ready for this flank to come through. Angel desperate to address that back line.
He's just so weak.
Enemy remaining.
And the weak get weaker. He's got to deal with orbital strike. Did well to get away from it, but he wasn't able to consider RB there.
Well, I mean, an 8-4 half feels like a miracle for DRX to be able to get that much on the board after, I mean, quite frankly, being bullied around bind here in the first half, Doug.
I mean, they looked dead on arrival for so much of it. Was it 8-2 at one point? DRX just managed to scrap together the last couple of rounds to keep things competitive, respectful. We'll see if that's the case. Either way, we've got Golden Boy standing by with Zelsis for an interview. Golden Boy, what's going on, man?
Thank you so much, fellas. Yeah, give it up for Zelsis, ladies and gentlemen. Man of the hour over here. All right, well, we're going to do some good, wholesome analysis. All right, so let's talk about this matchup, man, because it looks like right now, Na'Vi, they're running away with it. DRX showing signs of life. What do you make of this game?
I mean, one, I hate Bind, personally. I don't know how they're playing it, but, I mean, they're running the Yoru comp. CNED hit some nice shots, so it's an interesting match so far.
Yeah, and now obviously, you know, this experience is quite an interesting one, right? We have our first NA Valorant event. I mean, look at all these people that are here today. It's incredible. I know that you would love to be up there playing, but I want to get your thoughts. How is it to just be in this atmosphere, man?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I wish I was on the stage, but you guys still make it great. Let me hear you. Yeah! Love the fans always, love the stage. It's great to be here.
Now, obviously, everyone's excited about what's to come, you know, moving forward, and I just want to get some thoughts from you, man. How you feeling about, you know, next season? You know, you don't have to say anything right now, but I'm excited to see what happens next for Zelsis. Or is it just going to be you chilling for a little while?
I mean, stay tuned for part 2 of the next movie of VCT Americas.
And I hear the sequel was actually quite good. Quite good. In any case, though, guys, that is going to do it for us here. Guys, one more time, if you don't mind, show love to Zelsis, coming in hot, supporting the boys, and send it back over to the casters to get us ready for this next half.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yeah, always good to hear from Zelsis. But Mike, as we turn our attention back to the game, we've got to think about the fact that DRX down 4 with the double duelist comp on defense. I mean, how do you play around this?
I mean, I'm hoping DRX play into something that looked really good from yesterday versus Loud on Ascent particularly, which was proactive plays, right? These set pieces that were literally taking the fight towards a very solid back line where, like I said, it's out of DRX's wheelhouse. It's not usually what we expect them to really, really fully commit towards, but here you're almost hoping so with this composition. Yeah. I mean, the only other benefit for RB here is early information, you know, benefit from the, well, instant rotation timing, but there's very few positives from what I've seen so far, Doug.
We'll see how they play the Yoru on the side. As you were mentioning, there's just so much value that the Yoru can get off of quick rotates, on being able to check areas of the map and then flip it instantly. So we'll see how they play this. That does not seem to be the case with how they're approaching this early round, though.
Time to jump.
Stack spotted earlier. It looks like on the back of contact, DRX have got something set up at least. RB not rewarded just yet.
Oh, but he is in a cheeky angle. He's taken the space, flipped over to the other side. Doesn't seem like Navi are concerned with or intent on hitting B.
Man, the flash actually almost gives Navi the upper hand here. So they've slowly crept their way towards 8. Seen it actually tagged down to 53. Didn't actually spot when that had happened, but
it must have been early on. Navi have taken Showers control. They've taken A short control as well. Seems like all 5 focus towards A. See that wall, too, is going to be so miserable to get through on the pistol.
Actually boxing this off, it gives Navi a very, very comfortable post plant here. It's only RB on the flank, but I mean, look at the minimap. Look what he's got to overcome to apply any pressure.
And he really can't make a move until the wall gets cleared.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's just going to be him against the world. And you see, once again, in these pistol rounds, it's just so labored. It's so tedious to get through that wall. They finally break a panel, but now what? The spike's been ticking away for 20 seconds. RB is still sitting in the teleporter. CNET gets overwhelmed as DRX have found some space. Shao handling the first, 31 HP. Buzz had it. I don't think he did get half. But that's all he's able to get so far. Shao still alive. Angel left in a 1v1. Zest is going to be able to take it all the way unless Angel swings out, and he does. Navi get the pistol.
Will find their 9th, and DRX just a little slow to respond to getting that wall dealt with. I mean, even initially, the snake bite sent in towards the poison orb to maybe cut off a pinch from short, but that was never coming with the game plan from Navi here. In a while since we've seen a Sage-reliant pistol round strat like this, but it pays off for Navi.
It took us all the way back to early Valorant days, huh? We've gone prehistoric.
There's almost a moment there where the wall becomes Navi's demise, other than the paint shelf from Zipan getting posted over the top.
Ooh, what are you going to do here? Sugetsu's here on the other side, only has a ghost. The other rifles are elsewhere to be found.
And this is another thing that looked great for DRX on the thrifty rounds where they're able to push forward as a group and find an opener or an advantage with lesser weaponry.
I really like how DRX, what they did after the kill too, instantly send 2 through teleporter, see what else is going on the map. When you're starved for weaponry, information is key. And that's what they're trying to play around, but Mako falls. RB managing.
Found a response.
Yeah, he did. Tries for the second. Walks away a little beaten and battered. That's all it is for now. Once again from Navi, we're going to see a plant behind the wall. And DRX with just not the right tools to dispose of it.
I'll be chipping away. Will eventually fall. 3v4, Shao barely clinging to life here, but Zipan will find a response.
After the first couple of shots go Aaron, it ultimately does connect. CNED finding value and finding control, and Lamps too. Oh, it's gone down to a 1v1. Mike, how the heck are we here? RB's weak. He's so weak.
He's misread it, though. I think Zipan's backed up towards short. Might even be able to get the half here, though.
Yeah, but Zipan has plenty of time, right? RB's pulled off. He's grabbed a weapon. Mike! Oh!
Just tried to get back on the spike. Zipan seals the deal. Whew. It's only really the purchase of Navi that doesn't reward DRX fully for that early round aggression.
Yeah.
Don't get an upgrade. Don't retrieve a rifle from that situation. Navi able to steady the ship. Moment there, I mean, Marco not catching Angel underneath the smoke. A couple of situations go another way, and I feel like DRX are maybe poised to take that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just barely goes their way. We'll see what the play is here. Is DRX with a much better buy. This time around, Stacks is close to having his Seekers. RB's a little bit close. It's perhaps halfway there, but see what the setup is. We saw this previously, too. He just swings off of his own flash. RB making opportunities for himself and finding a kill onto CNED.
Stacks clinging to life here at 5 HP. Almost punished, but it's actually RB, as he said, to respond. Shao will get himself a rifle back in hand. Actually, still gets the better of RB.
That was really ambitious from RB there.
Maybe trying to police the weapon slightly, but
yeah.
definitely overstayed his welcome.
Navi, you know, you talked so much about Navi's playstyle in the first half. You see some of it here and how they're slowing things down so much. And min-maxing too, getting the orb, getting Xiao one step away from his ult.
The other thing is as well, they come into this, what, 3 rifles, 2 pistols. They're now basically 1 man down, yes, but Stax and Zest, very squishy targets right now.
30 seconds left.
Stax in particular, 5 HP. You look at him funny and he's dead.
They will spot Zest. If they get solid information off that, at least the ping comes through. Yeah, Zipan's going to swing onto it. Zest will find it though. Hang on, Navi have found responses.
It's a 2v2. Xiao's still so weak and somehow still alive, but they're so convinced that there are other people here. They have to delay for just a moment, and that's going to buy DRX just enough time to rotate. But what do they do with it? Do they flood? Do they go? Buzz has a nade. Mako with a molly.
Xiao's completely disconnected from sight here, leaving Sugetsu in a position to maybe thread back through elbow.
Interesting too, with Xiao as weak as he is, you think maybe you put him out there as a sacrificial lamb, get some
Molly
info and trade off of it.
Molly's going to slow down the peak from elbow.
He's gotten it to half. He's going to stick it the whole way. Mike, he's going to stick it the whole way! Right under their noses!
I mean, like I said, the Molly prevents the swing from elbow, but Xiao, at that HP level, just doesn't even swing on, doesn't even offer his life up for confirmation.
I mean, not a jiggle, not a jump peek, not a shoulder throw, nothing.
And DRX at a little bit of a coin flip, roll the dice maybe, but like I said, that Molly absolutely pivotal in that situation. Yeah, you can see it's a little frustrating from the coach cam too.
Questions abound, but there's not enough time to answer him as Navi and DRX take us right back into the 16th round. Still a 5-round lead for the attacking side. EMEA representatives sitting cozy on the scoreboard, and money's not bad either. Xiao and Sugetsu are okay.
I'll be faking a TP through towards Showers. See on the minimap, Guns trained on that location for the time being. Going to keep Navi, I guess, stuck in this widespread default a little longer. Conscious maybe that DRX have got a set piece to roll out here, or a trap plate invested towards Showers.
They've taken so much space down long, Mike.
Yeah, a ton of information as well. The smokes here on A site will confirm it.
And as soon as there's confirmation, he can flip. RB just went through teleporter. He has a gate crash that's back up and spawn. Instantly flips, and that buys just enough time as now we have to deal with what's happening on the teleporter. As we saw earlier in the round, that deep wall into pipes is going to cause problems.
Definitely slows down the retake. Actually, Zest will find one from the Snakebite. Senior will fall, but spike planted.
Shigetsu on the trade. Zest with Pit up in heaven, though.
Yeah, problem being there's a Molly and a Snakebite here. Paint Shell as well, but it looks like Zipan might even put that in towards slowing down a push into lamps.
I'm surprised they're waiting this long to commit to something. Just want to be cautious about how they do it and just take the space.
Snakebite's coming as well.
A ton.
This one's already passed, though.
Yeah, I mean, they are taking their dear sweet time, Mike. They haven't even gotten it to half at this point. They haven't established enough control. Mako's got 3 on the round, but at what cost?
Do they have it?
It's going to be so close. Oh, it's going to be so close. 1 second. Once again, burning the midnight oil.
By the skin of their teeth. I mean, you see with the Molly going through, as soon as the Snakebite lands, I think ahead of the half defuse coming through, Navi feel as if they've got that one across the line.
Yeah, he could have fooled me. Gonna get a good look at Brimstone's jawline there for just a moment as Navi call timeout. And perhaps feeling the situation slipping away. That's now 2 rounds. You know, you think back about the stolen defuse on B, and then that just instances where it feels like we're just a decision away from closing this map out, and DRX continue to pounce.
I mean, you can't even really fault the decision. Again, Angel throws out the Molly nice and early. It's, again, maybe that's on the back of contact, or Zipan feeling the pinch towards lamps. They want to start buying time then, but then a couple of overcommitments to those early peaks. You let that utility buy the time for you. Force DRX even deeper into the smokes potentially, towards Showers or towards short.
I mean, especially in a situation like that when 1 second was all the difference.
Yeah. Sure, I didn't even actually notice where Sugetsu's first Snakebite went, if it was This is part of the execution, I believe, actually towards pipes when the wall goes up. Nonetheless, DRX find their 6th. NAVI able to string together a purchase here.
Oh, that shot was gross.
I don't even know. Initially, DRX felt as if they had that one. They were just hanging around on site staring at each other.
You got this? We good? Viper Spit still in play for Zest. RB with his ult. Navi, I mean, doesn't even have the package in tow right now. Seems like they want to feel out the map, see what info they can get. 2 rifles here, so they've invested some.
Xiao looking to make this work pretty early on here. Buzz did spot out a couple of bodies on the other side of things. Trailblazer to pinch through here. Might even catch it. I don't think Xiao's stunned.
He's crunched, though. Yeah, RB's able to clean him up. They had pressure coming in from the other side via Buzz.
Another beautiful proactive play from DRX to find a first blood here on the defense. In isolating Xiao. He able to retrieve the rifle, though. Yeah, Angel's going to have that in hand now.
CCNet checking the flank. Meanwhile, the rest of Navi have taken showers. Molly to delay for just a moment. It seems like they're still thinking this through. I mean, not liking what they're seeing, not liking what they're feeling, eh? They're going to try to flip B.
In terms of Navi, still plenty of time left on the clock. 30 seconds.
30 seconds
more than
left.
enough. Their comfort zone almost.
Yeah.
But Marco has already made his way across here. CNED's spotted out in hookah. That's going to be the green light here.
Oh, he's got to be careful. That flash up high is so good, though, as RB's able to get the first CNED on the trade, though. Mako filling the space behind and stacks that 1-2 punch is just too much.
DRX clawing their way back into this one, Doug. Just 3 rounds separating them now. The crowd finally feeling a reason to get behind them.
Good reason, too. I mean, you think about that last round there, it was that dynamic duo of Mako and Buzz, and I mean, really all of them just played exceptionally well yesterday, but there were massive hero moments. Stacks there, huge play. The proactivity that you mentioned at the beginning of the round, Mike, is what feels like the biggest difference as DRX are starting to show signs of life.
Curious how far down the rabbit hole they go with that.
It doesn't seem like there's any of it here.
You know, RB again gets himself into a position to make a play. We just haven't really seen DRX commit to it too often. Stacks will be heard on the jump spot. Trailblazer to come through. Should be the signal for him to flash out, but RB caught up inside CNED's slow orb. Again, Navi here able to mitigate that early aggression or trap play towards long. Regardless, there's still a 3-man stack behind this. And Navi creeping closer and closer.
They've got a couple of tools here, too, and not just the element of surprise when it comes to aggression. DRX, 3 ults here. I mean, you imagine RB investing. You've got one of them already used by Stacks. Zest patiently waiting and rewarded as RB's able to get another. Invested 2 ults. What more do they drop? Is RB still causing problems? See, those flashes have been so effective, but Xiao able to put him down. As you see, things start to settle, though. I mean, it paints a grim picture, Mike. Xiao left in a 1v3.
30 seconds left.
Navi's still trying to hang on to this 3-round lead, but the last couple of rounds have just not gone their way, and this seems to be no different.
Well, it's got to be the first that he finds. Chipped away at, but
Little
makes it harder now for Xiao to recover from that. Stacks on the swing will seal the deal.
Well handled, too. Stacks, as you mentioned, on the swing. Maka swung a little bit behind it, too, just to make sure the 1v1 wasn't isolated and didn't give Xiao a chance to pull off something magical. 4 rounds in a row now for DRX. And the hole there is just gorgeous. RB has looked so good.
He looked fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming up clutch in a number of situations. The confusion started to show on Dubro's face. Light investment here to, well, definitely packs a punch. RB going exploring here.
Oh, dear. Caught with a flash in his hand, instantly throws it in reverse.
Able to get away.
And get some info, I guess.
Yeah. The other thing as well, I mean, DRX very quickly adjusted towards kind of this anti-plant setups yesterday. I feel like that's what they've dialed into here on the defense as well. I just want to prevent Na'Vi from getting favorable numbers on site. That's why we kept seeing yesterday a number of rounds on defense where they were just happy to save us 3. You know, they hit the site that we only had 2 on. There's no point going for it.
Right, yeah. Cut our losses, look to fight another day.
This early round information is very important towards DRX game plan.
I mean, Na'Vi have shown a willingness to flip the map late in these rounds. And now with a little over 45 seconds left, it seems like that's going to be the case. Orb headed back, but Buzz there to greet. Nowhere to go from here. Angel's still playing over back by B, but they have Shower's control. You see the flash out from Xiao, but they haven't pushed out past it. Now they're going to creep out Angel as an ult. Are they going to pull this off, Mike? All they had was Sheriffs and, yeah, I believe 2 Guardians. They haven't grabbed anything else. And is that going to be enough? It very well may be. Unless Zest can make something happen, and he's already gotten 2 big ones. Seekers invested, Zest with 3, Zipam left alone.
Just like that, they flip it back in their favor. Zipam will be spotted with the ultimate finally. The very last second. 3 left standing. We're talking about in the first half a financial cushion. DRX have definitely got one of their own here in the second.
Yeah, they're doing just fine.
And they're about to tie things up, Doug.
Navi made a run at that round, though, man. That was, for a little while there, uncomfortably close. But again, heroics from Zest. Stacks, animated, ready to go. This looks more like the DRX we saw yesterday.
Stacks starting to get a little more energetic on stage as well. Always a factor for DRX. Navi, orbital strike and a res available here. Difficult to really find value with that on the attack, especially if DRX are going to tuck themselves into sight. Buzz actually now operator in hand. Posted up very early on the shower. It does still actually have RB here in support. Deals with it. RB going to flash out to deny any progress behind the Trailblazer.
Yeah, very similar to the setup that we saw in Octagon at the opening of the half. Someone there with him. As soon as there's contact, he drops the flash and swings out. Those Yoru flash is so difficult to turn.
Navi are creeping behind this wall, though. Marco's going to have his hands full.
Is there going to be enough for him to know? I mean, they've taken so much space without really showing much of anything, but as soon as that wall goes down, they're going to be segmented. They're going to be divided.
Buzz can still deny the first attempt at the plant here with the paint shell.
The spike hasn't even made its way out of short yet. Gonna use the Brim Smokes to swing out behind. That flash is gonna get a lot of info.
Wait,
and
no
buying
way.
just
RB's
time.
Gonna TP into the background, surely not.
I mean, keep an eye on it. It's tempting, it's tantalizing, and it's considered, but he hasn't gotten to it yet. He hasn't committed, just buying his time as Navi's still playing around through short.
You will not kill my ally.
See that res online, orbital strike used, Buzz trying to reposition as Navi are starting to get some kills. Zipam with 2 massive ones, CNED looking to get the spike down, and Mako causing problems. It's Mako and Zest, the 2 controllers, and Mako's getting up really far by himself. 13 seconds left, they're gonna have to make a move for this, and Zest is gonna be ahead of it.
I don't think he's gonna catch him on the dropout, though.
It's gonna be so quick, it's gonna be so close. No utility for Zest. It's already fallen. Xiao getting the spike down, left in a 1v2. And honestly, Mike, a winnable one at that.
Xiao posting up underneath Hookah here. Did Zest spot him?
Oh, I'm not sure, but he's surrounded, repositioning, finding a cushion, finding some space. And perhaps a second lease on life as he's gotten it down to 1. A dangerous move there as he takes the knife out to take 1 step further back. Xiao now spotted the flash up top. Does he dare swing? Mako bold on it. On the tap, 38 HP. Make that 17 now, and Mako's still healthy. But Xiao can just continue to tempt, continue to tease, continue to bait on the swing, and Mako gets it. He's gonna have enough time for the defuse too. Mako plays that beautifully. Unreal.
Ridiculous. Xiao unable to close out a second round from the same position.
I mean, I don't know if he would have won that. Yeah, I mean,
not so sure.
Yeah, I'm keeping it a buck with you guys. I don't think so.
It's Marco.
Man, what a play. Off of the flash.
Sealing the deal on the 6th for DRX. And now Na'Vi up against the ropes. I mean, even here, the crack's starting to show. A Guardian in the hands of CNED. We have the showstopper here. They need to get a grip back on this half.
Desperately.
Not that they ever had one, it felt like.
No. I like this, though. It's fast off the Trailblazers. Zipan's able to get one, Sugetsu does too. They've cracked the side open relentlessly as Zipan with the second. I was about to say, maybe perhaps pace is what they needed. They inject a little bit of it. Buzz on the counter, though, and once again, ambitious and bold. And this time, ill-advised. Navi take the lead back.
Even there, very audacious with the showstopper from Buzz. I'll make something work. Finally, a response from Na'Vi, a beautiful pace change. Zipan, the one to pave the way. How far can they take this, though? We'll force the timeout of DRX. Probably feeling fairly exhausted after that string of rounds.
Yeah. How close of a map it's been. They throw the brakes on it for just a moment. Honestly, that buys Navi enough time, too, to think through how things have gone and what they saw in that previous round. And you mentioned it, Zipan was the hero in that round. His entry out onto the side, and yes, it was helped by Xiao's Trailblazers. Sugetsu got an opener on there, too, as they were funneling towards B. But it was well handled, and, you know, in situations like this, I mean, yeah, you look towards CNED, but eyes turn towards Zipan as well.
Sure, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's repeatable as well, with the showstopper being able to, I guess, create enough pressure that send DRX scrambling towards safe positions. But certainly the pace change in itself is something that could be a good remedy to what DRX have been trying to do, set up these close trap plays up on long. Haven't really fought for hookah too much, to be honest. Haven't really been anchored from backside on B. I'm curious if Na'Vi continue this trend. Feels as if that's something they can maybe start to exploit.
You see a timeline on your screen, it tells the entire story. It's been quite the emotional roller coaster as DRX claw their way back into this. But is it just a fake comeback? Early pin invested from DRX. The openers, Buzz finds value with the op. CNED with the trade, though. And they've taken so much space from Hookah already, Mike. But DRX want to fight. They're going to try to fight this right into the teeth of what Zipan were doing, what Navi was doing. And now they're stuck.
Toxin screen down.
We're cognizant somebody's taking the TP here. Zest tucked inside. Xiao and Angel left to try and recover this round. A 2v4 will be nothing short of a miracle, especially with Marco getting himself tucked into showers now.
And they're going to get out quietly. Smoke's down. And the smoke might be the only thing that tips their presence. You mentioned Mako. He's the one who's here. Does he boldly fight? Does he wait for reinforcements? Seems to be patient on this one. Angel taking a step back. No Molly to play with. Just concerned, paranoid for what could be coming around. You hear the footsteps, the flash out from Xiao to buy some time, to create some space.
DRX taking their sweet time on this. Marco maybe considering the fact that there's a molly in play here from Angel.
Yeah. I love it, though. Given these numbers, he's opportunistic on the repositioning. He's going to try to pinch in. Xiao on the flash. You see the tap through. Angel's already gotten onto one, but there's still so much to do, and it's all falling onto Xiao. A 1v2 now. A 1v1 now. Xiao, 7 bullets. Zest halfway. Xiao on the swing, and it's wide! Navi map point, a 3K for Xiao!
What a ridiculous Red Bull clutch. I mean, like I said, it felt like it took an eternity for DRX to actually group for that retake. I said, Marco's got to be thinking there's a molly at play here or something. He goes right the way back out of showers towards shore. And the rest of DRX are barely out of pipes or heaven. That gives Na'Vi map point here. DRX still healthy in terms of the purchase. I mean, other than that, see, I'll take that right back. A Bulldog and a Judge here for Buzz and RB. No ultimates available for them. The other side, Seekers up for Xiao after that clutch.
Oh, RB with the Judge up close. He finds value. I mean, stays alive with a sliver of health. 6 HP, but the damage is done. And honestly, when you've got a judge and a bulldog in a situation like that, you'll take what you can get.
RB trying to reset back towards 8. Marco and Buzz don't think have been given any indicators yet of heavy presence or short. Now he has. Marco going to slow down the Showers pinch.
Passive info gathering from B2 allows them to start to rotate over. You see Zest has already made his way back towards A. Mako still playing around the smoke and staying alive somehow undetected, but Angel has just walked right by him. Mako getting one. CNET and Sugetsu, the only two that remain. Yeah, they still have the spike in tow, and yeah, they still have some time, but they're so painfully outnumbered, Mike. And RB was patient the entire time. He's upgraded a weapon. He has the spike. Wisely doesn't peek into the fight again. I mean, that is discipline if I've ever seen it.
Well, force the hand of Sugetsu out of the dropout here, actually. Reveal his position. Give him a chance at one of these taps. We know what Sugetsu's capable of.
Yep, he's capable. He was capable enough to get one. That's all it was. But DRX not going away.
12-11 now. RB's ultimate up. So the Navi, Seekers, and the Pit available. Actually on the brink of a couple more ultimates here. 2 away from the res and the orbital strike. Zipan not too far away from the showstopper either, but round 24 will be the last.
Yeah, didn't you have a ton of OTs yesterday? Are you the problem?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
We'll see if DRX can take us there. The ult from RB right at the beginning of the round. And I mean, the info has been gathered.
Yeah, that's info.
Yep.
That's, no, you don't. You don't.
Please don't.
Surely you don't.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
He made him consider it. And
Yeah.
honestly,
he was thinking about that, man.
I really like that, though, because you see how Navi, as soon as they saw that ult and as soon as they saw the flash, they started to pull rotates back, right? They started to try to congregate around that ult. And ultimately, DRX doesn't take any space or any info with it, but you imagine a situation where they get deeper positioning down long, deeper positioning in hookah, too.
Well, if this is a round where Buzz is on operator, you can post them up very deep outside
exactly.
Showers. Doesn't come through, though.
What it does buy is some time, though. Think about how long the clock has been burned, and they really have barely made their way out of spawn. Angel's already fallen.
I don't know if that was an intentional peek from RB there. He swung out with his knife in hand, it looked like. Rewarded nonetheless. Seen it 2 away from the res, so needs a kill and this orb to get Angel back on his feet.
I've got your trail.
You see it right there, but you've got 2 members from DRX. Going to try to deny that. And RB's already gotten one. Zipen's fallen. CNET still hasn't been able to get the orb. You see the teleport through as they start to rotate back. Everyone from DRX is here, and it's a miserable situation for Navi. Miserable for Sugetsu, and it's just not enough. We're going the distance.
Switching sides.
A beautiful recovery from DRX after what felt like a very, very flat first half.
Yeah. And honestly, positions where I thought they were going to crumble. I mean, late in that second half, Navi gets a map point. It seems like it's over. But DRX, man, they're showing some grit.
This will be reset here. We come into round 25. No operator coming out on either side. Obviously, did see CNET and Buzz employing it on the defense. And a little bit harder with CNET on the Sage. His utility fairly key in terms of slowing down hits. Maybe a consideration to make. But Buzz actually on a double satchel, looking for the same punish onto CNET, but catching his own flash.
Yeah, not quite deep enough, but the orb gathered by Buzz.
Early win for DRX.
Where do they go from here?
Problem being, though, even working towards the showstopper here, he's got no satchels, so
yeah,
if he finds 2 kills, he's going to have to throw it out almost, or create pressure with it.
And you wonder, too, even, you make a really good point, because he doesn't have satchels, you wonder if that was just intended to deny it from them.
Yeah.
Right? Deny it from whoever could be playing from Navi and Showers, because they showed a lot of presence towards that in the first half.
But definitely the intention towards the B orb.
Smoke's down.
Zipan's already preemptively made his way across the B site. And DRX look as if they're now collapsing towards an A site execute here. Sugetsu might be tested here.
They just have no Showers control. I mean, maybe Stacks take some of the space and they can have a late hit, but this is going to be very one-dimensional. If this is how they commit, the Trailblazers are going to clear things out, though, and RB's gone all the way in, and he's all the way in by himself. The flash off of it, and the flick from Sugetsu's filthy. How have Navi stabilized through this? How have they maintained control of the site?
Actually, yeah, it does get Marco off the plant here, so forcing a second attempt at it. Maybe even a third. Doesn't get caught with that satchel, though.
No, not punished in the window, as small as it was. Stax now with Showers control. Mako has fallen, a 4v2 in favor of Navi this time. Stax on the reposition. Navi can take their time, man. They have so much control and they have so much time. That flash not getting anything. This one will. You see it, Zest turn to the corner, and it's beautiful. It sets him up quite nicely.
And the pit.
Xiao's just on the tap. Reconsiders it. He's going to get it to halfway. He's going to get it all the way. Mikey's going to take it the whole way. Another stolen defuse.
And the pit cutting off the sightline. They can't punish Xiao.
I can't believe it.
You think there, the pit is the one thing that flips it back into DRX's favor almost. But it is their demise.
I cannot believe it. And Stax, what, half a second early, and he gets it with the shorty? You can't really fault Zest for a play like that in that situation, too.
No. Like I said, any other situation, you feel like the pit seals the deal for DRX.
We saw this set up a lot on DRX's defensive side. As soon as there's contact, Stax takes a little bit of damage. RB with the flash and the swing. But he's slowed. I mean, surely he doesn't dare swing in a situation like this, right?
Double flash here? Double flash is beautiful, but it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's just all it is. Cena, the one falling on the side of Navi, though.
Say, removing the wall maybe relinquishes some of that, I guess, safety in a site execute and cutting off a choke point, but my eyes on the minimap here. Buzz has gone exploring elsewhere on the map. Xiao seemingly aware of the possibility, but when does Buzz make a move? This is good information, though, because it allows DRX to fully commit towards the other 3 members being here on B site.
Absolutely. I think you're right. The one question is, does Buzz make a move? How patient is he? Because right now, I mean, he's got him controlled. He's got him corralled. 30 seconds. And the silence on the spike, that flash.
30 seconds left.
Notwithstanding is deafening. Waiting for utility to come back up. You see the nade through, Zipan. Biding his time. Roomba, flash, and then the satchels. You imagine they'll start to go out, and there they go. But it seemed like he hit his legs on the way out. It's a 1-for-1. Mako's still controlling the site. Buzz is now making a move, but it's not going to matter. DRX hold the line.
A chance to recover after Navi steal away the defuse. Convert the response stacks. Look at a little antsy on stage there. Perfectly timed. Yeah, I mean, the site hold stands up to the test regardless, but see the patience from Navi. Xiao just fixated on market.
Yeah.
Anticipation of something coming through like that. DRX will take a pause for thought.
There's Mako and Stax again holding that site there. Stax not top fragging for DRX, but pretty freaking close. 24 and 18 right now. As you mentioned, DRX with that timeout. Just a couple of moments away, as Navi are going to have a chance to take the lead once more as we head into the second round of overtime. I mean, that's really good art.
Yeah, actually, I'm really impressed.
Very good.
Drawing, yeah.
Yeah. You much of an artist?
No.
Yeah. It's a shame.
I was close to lying there, but thought better of it.
What did DRX do on this attacking side? You remember there was some injection of pace from them, as we saw in the previous round, or in the first overtime bout. Doesn't seem to be the case, although they are set up for it. You got Stax ready there for the flash. You have our Buzz.
They're denying this orb once again with the double satchel, maybe. It's not seen on the other side of it here, so have to worry about potentially a paint shell and a boom bot.
This is interesting, too, because when we had this conversation previously, it was because of the investment of the satchels that we thought, well, maybe that's not it. but it's just a dump of utility to deny the early grab of it and then rotate off.
But maybe this is a read, actually, for DRX, because it's Zipan that here on the other side of it.
Yeah,
they
sure.
don't progress deeper.
That's a very good point.
CNED elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, very good point. Speaking of which.
They'll get a confirmation now.
Yeah.
With the wall up in hookup. Again, maybe the indication they're reading instances, this is the lighter side of the formation. CNED's desperately trying to prevent any progress into hookup.
They would be right. See that wall over towards A causing problems. They had to invest a Trailblazer just to clear out short.
Investment of utility doesn't catch, though. CNED moved to weather the storm. And nothing caught on long.
Yeah.
And actually sends Shao back towards A. DRX have done great to deny or avoid confirmation here.
But CNED's the trap. As soon as the wall goes down, his life goes too. Mako able to clean him up. Angel flash, he can't see a damn thing.
Flash
dancing around back sight. Unreal. DRX have cracked the site wide open. Now Navi have shown up with reinforcements, but it's too little too late. They still aren't their way out on site. As the crowd comes to life once more, DRX looking to take the lead against Navi in overtime. But they're far from done. Still some pesky members of the defense up. Zip and Shao and Sugetsu putting in what seems like an unwinnable situation, but the demand is there. The ask could not be greater. And it seems like they're crumbling in the face of it. That's exactly what they do. DRX take the lead back.
With a Prime Gaming flawless nonetheless.
Wow.
Will immediately force the timeout from Na'Vi. Absolute perfection here from DRX. The patience on display. And it's key as well that RB avoids this flash on B long.
Yeah.
That's what forces Shao to reconsider the setup here on defense. For the first time, it's a four-man push in. You see the frustration here from CNED because it's just the timing on the wall. DRX, he said down to the second.
So well considered. You know, to go back to avoiding the flash from RB, it feels like we've had a lot of that in this map. Just misdirection, right? Off of lack of info or the denial of info has just been so good. That's what leads us to this point. Navi calling a timeout in overtime as they find themselves in a position that, honestly, Mike, given how the map went, I didn't expect us to be here.
DRX very slow to start things here on Bind.
Yeah.
An understatement to say the least. But here we are, nonetheless, an opportunity for them to close out map one of this series. And we were saying this was a question mark to kick things off here in the best of three, but didn't think it would go this long, that's for sure.
No. Hopefully an indicator of things to come. Remember, playoff bracket up for grabs. 8 days to think, to prepare.
Short vacation in between.
I mean, yeah. So valuable, and DRX so close to taking 1-0 lead in this series.
I haven't seen this often, though. Finally, DRX leaning away from setting RB up towards long. It's just going to be stacks here. We're talking about the operator potentially coming into play. Cena does have it in hand.
You wonder if you can't imagine he was spotted there. Angel clears out the dog. CNED still able to hold that line. Off of the flash, no swing. They really no way to either with that slow at their feet.
So first, Snakebite already invested here, so only one more for Zest to work with. Finally, the rotation comes through, but timing's a little off with Na'Vi looking as if they want to slip through the TP.
RB's going to have a lot to do here.
Same with Buzz.
And they're going to satchel out. They're going to flash. Buzz falls. What can RB do? I mean, you can't imagine much in the face of all of that Viper utility. And even more piled on, but he's... I thought he was going to swing in front through the molly, but he doesn't. Swings back around, Sugetsu cleans him up. You see the defenses for DRX scrambling, but stacks with two. Trying to right the ship, trying to bring him back. Trying to put him down as Mako gets another.
Angel's got the molly and the ult here, though. DRX still have to move fast.
And they have no duelist to go with it. They have no duelist to take the fight to Navi's doorstep. It's all on to Angel. Off of this you go. Seekers The flash, there's Orbital Strike. Zest cleans him up, and DRX somehow claw their way back into the map and take a 1-0 lead.
NAVI just unable to buy enough time in that final round, Doug. The stars almost aligned for them, but Stax blows this round wide open with 2 openers.
Yeah.